see all the pieces together instead of me lugging in like binders. I had to be specific with how they were ordered in my bag, and so I knew which one I was pulling out.
I kept it really simple. I didn't do like a logo or anything like that, and you don't have to. When I was talking to the person, then I would do this and talk about it, and then I would lay this flat and go to the next one. How many of you have started a portfolio? A few. Okay. All right. That's okay. When you're thinking about branding yourself, what I would suggest doing is coming up with a logo, something that defines who you are. And if maybe some of you already have that, some of you, you might get inspiration just flipping through design magazines or fashion magazines, whatever you see. When you work for a firm has a brand. But now you are on your own, or some of you may work for somebody now, but you're selling yourself. So if you can come up with something that defines you, even in a very simple way, it just leaves a lasting impression.
Not everything is going to be your best. You're going to have certain bits and pieces, and some parts of your best are going to be better, if you will. And so I would recommend starting out really strong, and then you have maybe not so strong in the middle, and then ending strong.
Start with your most recent work and work backwards. Because obviously that's the most fresh in your mind as well, and it starts off with the biggest impression. So if you've got a really great, it doesn't have to be your most recent, if you have a really awesome project that you love, just kick it off with that, and then work backwards from there. Corporate jobs vary drastically from a hospitality job versus healthcare, residential. If you don't know what you want to go after, you don't have to have it figured out. You can just make it generic. But if you know specifically I want to go after retail, and there's a certain look that just really defines yourself. I went to grad school with a girl who had worked as a retail designer, and her portfolio just like screamed retail. She could never have gone to work for, like a healthcare design firm. It just didn't jive. I'm sure they would have liked it, but it didn't quite fit just well. So if you have any idea of what you're going after, consider that if it needs to be a little bit more, structured and professional, or if it can be a little bit more funky. I've seen students come through where they have multiple teasers that they make, and then they just pick and choose one piece to send to whichever firm they're going after. So if they're trying to interview an architecture firm and they're just like an amazing architectural sketcher, they might attach that one. But if they want to go after a residential firm as well, they might attach a little teaser that has that information on it. Your skills don't necessarily only have to be like AutoCAD, Photoshop, Microsoft Word. They can also be public speaking, leadership, team building, that kind of stuff. If you've been told that that's something really good for you, or you just know that it is, that's a skill. We would look at that and be like, if somebody says that they're a great public speaker and I meet them in an interview and they come in and I can really see that, I'd be like, this person would be great in front of a client. I know that they could walk right in and be great. They have experience doing that, and they're very confident. That's definitely a skill. That's always really fun to see, like through fashion design or anything that you think might be interesting to them. Even if you just do it on the side, you make jewelry just for yourself and your friends. Like, you've got some pictures of it, throw it in there. It's always kind of fun to learn those little things about people when we're interviewing them as well. Your resume and your cover letter, your reference sheet, which you've seen some of that go around, that's basically your letterhead. So you want that to connect to your portfolio in some way. So when they get that, and it has an impact on the person that's receiving it, they open it up, they see it, they're like, this is very cool. And then when they meet you and they see your portfolio, they're like, oh yeah, everything just all ties together really nicely. She's got her little business card on here, and then her cover letter, and then her resume. I'll send this around too. I think I got some extras in here. But then this was her teaser, and she had, maybe it's the same. I might have dupes in here. Yeah, she had one page of a teaser, and then her references. And this all came in this nice little package. It's all about the entire experience. Like if you see some sort of a package, like a graphics package from a firm. I don't know how much of that you guys might have seen if your professors have brought stuff in, or if you've gotten things in the mail, like really cool packets. and even down to like the envelope it arrives in. It all is part of the entire experience. Another thing to consider is, how are you going to carry all this stuff? You know, for guys it's a little bit easier, although Matt will say his was complicated to carry. But you know, you're going to have your portfolio, you're going to have your purse, you're going to have carry a purse. How do you want it all to fit? I had classmates when we took this class in school that found a really cool bag and then built their portfolio to fit in there. So you may have like a really cool purse or bag, so consider that as well. It's better if you can show up with something very cool as opposed to, you know, just throw it in, you know, backpack or whatever. When you send your resume and portfolio through, you can send teasers, and whether it's like this one right here has, I'll hold that up, it's got just like a little postcard. This one also had that. It gives a little preview of your work. With my experience, I had sent all this information and I called and I called and I called, and I was in New York, coming to DC. The very next day, I still didn't have an interview at my job where I work now. And I finally got him on the phone. He's like, I got your information, I want to meet you, can you come in tomorrow? But I didn't give up on it either. So I didn't let it rest in their hands. And that's the best thing I can suggest, especially now. People are busy and a lot of people are out of work. So a lot of people are sending resumes and things like that. And if you're persistent and you show that you're really interested in the firm, it's going to show. You want to plan that somebody's probably going to look at your resume for about 1 to 2 minutes. They're just going to want to breeze over it, kind of see everything, and then be done. So keep that in mind when you're doing everything. Be prepared for a quick meeting. Definitely, I mentioned this before, it's very possible you could have a 15-minute meeting. If somebody is under a deadline, stuff comes up, you might be like, I just found out, I can say something to a client, I've got 15 minutes. So plan in advance. If that happens to you, what are you going to show them? If you can just pull out from your portfolio or know where it's at, you know, just a few things, the most important things that are going to wow them, and then plan to, like, don't take 10 minutes to discuss 1 page because you know you have 15. So, you know, just kind of go through it as quickly as you can, but as thoroughly as you can. Just know how to use your time wisely. Always practice your portfolio presentation and know what you're going to say about each slide. Practice with your roommate, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Get somebody just to get comfortable talking about it, and just be proud of what you're talking about too. Leave behinds can be as simple as just a CD with your portfolio burned onto it. Some people make like little books and bind them together. Follow-up post-interview. You want to send a handwritten thank you card. Don't send an email's great too. It means a lot to get something handwritten. I mean, you probably all heard that about other stuff too. Individuality is key too. You want them to remember you.